Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. So I'll just wrap up a little bit if you'll allow me. You heard some technical testimony. You heard some stakeholders who came and wanted some amendments, all of which were covered in the amendment that you have in front of you. But I just want to, because I can, bring it back to the personal realm. So all of those people who testified are people who I know and who I associate with through this group. But one of them in particular, who talked about her son recently being found naked in a stairwell, is actually a friend. She and her husband used to have an organic flower farm in Boulder, and there isn't a more Boulder thing to have than an organic flower farm. And their son is the same age as one of my sons, and they were on a football team together in the 8th grade. And their kid was actually a good football player, and my kid was not as good a football player. But so it's personal for me to have watched this family basically lose everything. They had to sell their farm. They moved away because they put all their money into desperately trying to get care for their son. And he has been in and out of the competency system. He spent 2 years almost in the Boulder County Jail. He was released to a facility that wasn't appropriate for his needs, and he wasn't able to make it there, and has cycled in and out of homelessness, and in and out of jail, in and out of short-term hospital stays. So not only is that a tragedy for that young man and for that family, but it is a remarkable stain on our system. And it is something that our state does really need to address. And while we can chip away at these little policy things, we actually all need to get on board for a bigger fix. Because I will tell you, we can debate the bail or no bail, or how long do you have to wait after your charges have been dropped before you get out, or none of these families just want their kid released willy-nilly to the streets. Every single one of these families wants the same thing, which is to get their person into an appropriate care setting. That's what they want. So we're not battling to let people who aren't well go, to not hold them accountable for their crimes. We're battling here to get people into care because they're sick. They're not degenerates. They are not willful criminals. They have an illness, and for those of you who have no experience with it, I'm very jealous of that, because it is an incredibly hard illness to understand. It's different than other illnesses, but it is an illness, and there are treatments for it, and people do recover if they have treatment. And so it's my soapbox, and I just need you all to try to understand what the overarching goal is and to help us move the ball down the field a little bit. I ask for a yes vote.